Welcome back to Two Canadians at Kafe Lise, Vigor podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Dr. Anton, and with me is the other host, DJ Spencer.
Hello.
Hello. It is our 78th episode, and it's the end of the year. And when this episode comes out, it'll be New Year's. So
Yep.
it's going to be our 2023 year in review. It's an interesting timing because Bohemia and the Vigor team just released their little year in review as well. So it's it's kind of funny. It's like, oh crap, we're doing ours too.
Well,
But
it's end of the year, right? So it makes
I
sense.
know
Like
it does make
we
sense.
we've done this for the last like 2-3 years, I think.
Yeah,
And I don't know if they've always done a year in review, but like the
I'm
last
not
two
sure they have
years.
either. Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure.
it was
And
interesting though.
so yeah, oh no, go
This
ahead.
year, this year they instead of putting out a separate roadmap, they put the year in review and kind of like a road, not necessarily a roadmap, but what's to come type thing.
Yeah,
So.
that's right. So, but yeah, it's been quite the year for Vigor. When you go through it all here, we'll see just how much has been done and come out. So that's it was really good that way. So it was definitely a good year for change. Um, I think for the most part, and like in my opinion, everything is fairly positive. I know there's always it's pretty much anytime they do anything, there's always controversy with some of the community, but it's just how it is, right?
Yeah.
It's the internet, um, and half the time all you're reading is text, so it's not everything comes across harsher than it may or may not have been intended. I'm sure some of it's intentional, but also some of it I'm sure isn't quite as intentional as you might think. But there you go.
Mhm. Oh, one other thing too, Doc. Uh, as this is dropping on Monday, is going to be in the middle of a booster apocalypse for encounters. So from the 31st till the 2nd.
That's right. So yeah, if if you still need well, boosters good. There are a lot of different things that boosters are good for, right? So if you're trying to complete certain challenges where you need to get, you know, lots of parts or whatever, boosters can really help with that. If you're going for that last bit of XP you're trying to get for your season, boosters are good for that. Not quite as good as say um, as a double XP weekend, but some good resource boosting can really, get you a lot of experience as well. So yeah, so if you're looking for that, definitely try to take advantage of it for sure. I'm still working on a couple of my accounts, right? Because I got my main Xbox one to is done, except for its seasonals. So quite a few of those to do. But my PlayStation and my Switch, I still have quite a bit of work to do before this season's over. So definitely got to try.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, yeah, as we mentioned, there was like four seasons. I don't know if we mentioned, but four seasons came out this year. At the beginning of the
Mhm.
year, we were just ending on season 13. So there was just like a month left of that when 2023 started. But then just in February, we started with season 14 that popped up. Um, so I'll bring it. We'll just show up some of the things that happened in each season, and we'll talk about it a bit here. So if we go over to it and take a peek, you can see season 14. Some of the big things. The first time they released Myren as a shootout map came in season 14. The M4A1, I think, probably one of the best guns they released this year. Really. Uh, was released at at the beginning of this year. Um, Bear Trap was also released. I know there was a lot of speculation when the Bear Trap first came out. How when they announced it, how it was going to work, and everyone was really, you know, I don't want to really anticipating how it was going to work. And when it did come out, there was a lot of there's a little bit of everything. There were people who were fine with it. I was definitely one of the people who was fine with how it worked. But there were a lot of people who were just very, they thought it should have been more than it was. Um, So, um, what else? What was and then season 14, that was the Mad Max sort of style
Yeah, the
season,
diesel punk
the Diesel
theme.
Punk. Yeah.
Yeah,
So some great cosmetics came out on that season. I really did enjoy that. Um, Map specific loadouts for shootout were introduced in season 14. That
yeah.
was a big
I
one.
like that was a good
Yeah.
change.
Yeah, it was. And it's one of those changes where like anytime you go into Myron, it seems like you get a lot of sniper rifles. And it is a really big map, but it almost seems like there's too many sniper rifles, but
Um,
it is pretty cool. I like it for sure. They added the vote kick system to eliminations. Yeah, because
yep.
that's when they first added it, and then it did get revamped a little bit or tweaked
Yep.
as the year
Later
went
on.
on. Yeah. Um, then there was like a Frozen Armageddon pack. So they had various packs that they came out with, and then Last King of DayZ was revamped, that kind of thing. So yeah, season 14 was actually quite the excellent season. Thinking back, there's a lot I really enjoyed about it.
Yeah, I really like the addition of the Myron shootout map,
Hmm.
and the tweak to the shootout loadouts type thing. I think it's really good. And then the A4 M4A1 is like absolute beast. It's probably my favorite gun right now.
Yeah,
Um, and looking back to, it's like they actually released a different gun in every category, right? So we had the M4A1, we had the L96, we had which is a sniper, and then we had the FG42, which is a machine gun, and then we had a shotgun in the Taiga 21. So
I guess the only thing
uh
we didn't get was a pistol.
four different categories, which is
Yeah.
no, well, we didn't get an SMG either. um
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
so
yeah, you're right. There's two.
but
Yeah.
it's four different categories, but like
Hmm.
one thing is like this M4A1 was a military grade weapon, which honestly, like it, with how good it is, it maybe it should be like special issue, and then all the other weapons are special issue.
That's true.
It's kind of like interesting, but
Yeah.
I kind of wonder about the future, but we'll see with the weapon rework, hopefully.
Yep.
But yeah, overall, it was a decent season. The battle pass, I kind of like the diesel punk kind of stuff, especially for the weapon cosmetics. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was a
Yeah.
solid addition.
I also forgot to mention, I skipped over one that was in the list here, was your owned skins, which display and shoot on elimination. So, if you picked up I think whatever you went in with would show your current skin for that gun. But also, if you picked something up from a crate, I believe it would show your skin in shootouts and eliminations.
Yeah, your whatever
Yeah,
you picked in your shelter, it would go
yeah,
there. Um, yeah, which is something the community has asked for a long time. So
yeah. So
um,
that's kind of fun.
next, I guess we're coming to season 15, Chronicles Salvation, which came out in mid May. And honestly, the biggest thing out of that is Myron became an actual encounter map,
Yep.
which is like absolutely massive. There it feels like you're running forever. You have the close spawns, and then after that, it's kind of quiet for the most part. But overall, decent map. I like it. Uh, we had the introduction of the L96 sniper rifle, which is again probably one of my favorite snipers. Actually, like I love all of because with this update, it's not written here, but the bolt action snipers all got like a kind of a buff, and
Right.
even like the lowly Sharpschützengewehr became super viable, and I love using it. But L96,
Yeah.
absolute beast, fantastic. We had another thing the community had asked for was the weapons being grouped by category in the loadout
Mm,
screen. So that was like a huge quality of life change. We got a nice little surprise of visualizations of leveling up your shelter,
yep.
which you can still see if you completed your shelter and you would just go through the different stages.
Yeah, it'll play the
in
little
there.
animation showing what your little dude is
Yeah.
doing around the place.
So
Yeah.
it was a little surprised. I know like a lot of people said like, well, why like no one asked for this, but it's like it's a different person working on this other than other stuff. So it was kind of neat. Improved airdrop rewards based on booster level. This, if I'm not mistaken, this is where they got rid of the gray crate, the white crate after 4 boosts. So that fifth one, instead of going with a, a common and um uncommon, it would skip over and go to the next one, or
Yeah.
special issue, I should say.
And I think
So
it started at like you said, you might have mentioned it started at uncommon at this point, didn't it? Like they got
no,
rid
no,
of common at the beginning. No, they didn't.
that was the next one, I think,
Oh, okay.
because it was two
It's,
stages. It
yeah,
was later on in the season. There was another
right.
change to it. I think it was the second one where it started with uncommon. This was where they
Gotcha.
just got rid of like the white crate, I think, in the middle, if I'm not
In the
mistaken.
middle
But I
when you get to when you get to the two crates. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah. For sure. And then I think what else was it? And you were kind of just going back what you said. Like people were saying, what's the point of showing this stuff like leveling up your shelter? It's not just some people might say, "Oh, it's just a waste of resources," but it's just way to make the game be a bit more polished, and also just give a more interesting look to people who are just coming into the game. Try to just to set it apart from other things, right? I know there's the gameplay, but little things like this, it's the little things. When you're playing a game and something happens, like, oh, that's really cool. I like that.
yeah,
It's just another thing that sort of set it aside and made people appreciate it, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and then it wasn't as big a list on this season too of the different things they had changed. Um, but I think you covered everything there. And yeah, with the improvements to the bolt action rifles, I've never been really good with sniper rifles. I'm still not great with them, but I know when I get them, even the Sharpschützengewehr, when I get them in Myron for like shootout, um, I've definitely been able to get kills with them. So whatever it is, it's even made it so I think, well, not necessarily made it so I can get a kill with them, but something is definitely better, so that it's a little bit
The
easier to
stun
use.
and the damage
Yeah,
got a boost, because same thing with like the Mosin. The Mosin got like a huge buff in the same aspect as all those other rifles. So uh, yeah, it's great because it promotes variety in the gunplay type thing. So
yeah,
because like then you saw like some people who would like literally just run bugle meta, and now they were starting to bring out the Mosin, and it's like it just promoted different gunplay because everyone else is seeing it now. So,
yeah, yeah. Some things that also happened in between season 14 and 15. Um, I know we did an episode talking about new seasonal challenges, so I don't know if much changed seasonal challenge wise between these two seasons, but there might have been some change, like some additional season challenges added in. I can't remember exactly, but a
uh,
big yeah, before it.
yeah, I think that was the basic one where like it was the introduction one to the
Mm,
seasonal challenges, because
right,
the looting one was not this season. Last season was when they introduced like the looting, crafting, and
right.
apparently there was shelter up improvement seasonal challenges. Maybe I don't get them because I've finished my season, like
Maybe, but I'm
my
just trying to
shelter,
think
but
because I haven't seen them because I have on my PlayStation and on my Switch, I haven't finished the shelters fully there, and I've re-rolled some a few times. I haven't received a shelter improvement one. Doesn't mean they're not out there. It just
mhm,
I just haven't been lucky enough to get one.
yeah,
So it's possible, yeah. But another big thing that happened between season 13 or say 14 and 15, you got partnered
yes, March 1st.
and March 1st. So that was a big event in 2023.
March 1st, I think it was like 1:14 p.m. was when the email was received.
There you
Yes,
go. Another
pleasantly
big
surprised.
highlight.
Yep, yeah. WarDog messaged me on Discord and said, "Check your emails."
Yeah,
And I
that's
was
right.
like, "Don't you dare pull that trick on me, sir." So yeah, it's
And
been
we
a
also
pleasure.
had
Yeah,
yeah, we also had a couple partner interviews right around these times too. We had Mod Vlog on,
yeah.
who's now kind of semi-retired. He's sort of withdrawn a bit because he's been doing other stuff. Rex on
Well,
Point,
he
who
moved.
yeah,
Mod's
yeah,
getting like resituated and whatnot. So
yeah. But then we had Rex on as well, and I haven't seen Rex on in a while too. So yeah.
Rex, same thing. He moved. Actually, I think Rex moved a couple times or something like that.
Oh,
So
had he? I didn't
yeah,
realize he had moved. Okay,
yeah,
there you go.
yeah. Real life happens. So
Oh, totally. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it just it's kind of funny. But yeah, we had a few partner interviews this year, so
yeah,
hopefully we can get some
Elite
more
too.
in this year. Elite, that's right. Elite came. He was just during season 16, which we're coming
Yep.
up to now.
And funny story about like doing the interview with Mod. I literally got partnered like that week that we were going to interview him, and I was like, yeah, listen, we can't talk about me at all, like, because I'm like, I want this to be about Mod. I don't want to talk about me. And then Mod actually kind of mentioned that there was like new partners, blah 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 and stuff, and I was just like biting my lip because I didn't want to say anything, but it was
Yeah,
kind of funny.
it was a good talk, for
Yeah,
sure. So if you're interested and you haven't watched it, go back and watch the mod one. It was a lot of mod and Rex and Elite. They're all
yeah,
great discussions. So make sure to
yeah,
check them out. Um, but yeah, after season 15, we got obviously in August we got season 16. So season 16 brought us that was Chronicles Damnation. It was sort of a return to almost a military style look. It was kind of paramilitary because when you see their outfits, they kind of have that almost like a paintballer look in a way, right?
yeah,
Because the way they have the little body armor and the combat fatigues that are kind of, they don't look like a traditional camo, right? So almost like a paramilitary style. But that was Chronicles Damnation. There was mention somewhere, and I'm not sure where I saw it, but I think I saw somewhere, maybe it was on their 2023 review, that there were cassettes released this year. Were there cassettes
yeah.
released in season 14 or whatever it was?
Not was it Reckoning?
I thought like
Reckoning had
12 was the
cassettes.
last one. Was it
No,
Reckoning?
no,
Oh.
yeah, there was 7 cassette tapes on
Oh.
Reckoning.
Oh man, I totally 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 missed that. I forgot
It,
that that
to
even
be
happened.
so to be honest, I have not listened much to the lore. And
No, I
as a
haven't either.
collectible, I'm not gonna lie, like it's just too easy to get. So it's like
That was kind of
I
the
I
thing. You
I
didn't have to
I
hunt for it.
yeah, it's literally like you go to Bard House and you pick it up, or any of the loot events,
Yep.
and it's like I'll grab it for the XP. I'll take 500 XP, easy.
Yep.
Um, but I'm like, as a collectible, like it's like it's cool that they're adding
Yeah.
lore to it that way, but like I would love a memento collectible instead of a cassette, right?
Yeah,
But
like the cassettes were a neat idea, but yeah, it's like they always came in the proper order, so you never got them out of order. Like he would say, like there's no real order to the other collectibles, but you found an album. It's like, do I have this? You can you remember, do you
yeah,
have this album or not? The
yeah,
cassettes is just, oh hey, there's a cassette. You pick it up, you run back, and if you didn't have it, it's the next one in the line. So
yeah,
yeah, it's a neat idea. It's just, yeah, I just wish it could have been done a little differently. But anyways.
yeah.
What else happened with season 16? That's when they released the FG-42 machine gun. It's a good machine gun. I didn't play a lot with it because it's kind of the thing. We get these new guns. You don't get many of them at first, right? Maybe you get one or
Mhm.
two, and it takes you a while to build it up. And then, like, until I
Yeah,
have a few in the thing, I don't want to take out my guns. I don't want to lose the only one I have or whatever. So
yeah.
I haven't
Eh,
really played too much with it.
yeah, and the irony of like the release of a new weapon is you
Get a challenge.
fun, yeah, challenge of 99 kills with the
Yeah.
new weapon. It's like the crafting plan's at 45. What am I going to do with this? It's like reroll.
Yeah.
But
Exactly. Yeah.
I actually kept the M4A1 99 kill challenge this season, and
Oh,
I should be able to finish it. Um,
nice.
I decided I'm going to actually do that one. I've always usually kept the lower ones, but this is the first 99 one I'm actually going to do.
You know, in previous
And
seasons I've done some 99s, but this season it's been a slog. I haven't been able to get on as much as I'd like to. So I haven't been doing as many. I haven't been really doing weapon challenges this season. It's been a weird one. And I
mhm,
even and even like we're recording, I haven't even streamed at all this week. I was just,
yeah,
it's a week off, and I've been doing family stuff. I've been relaxing, doing some other stuff.
yeah,
It's one of those write off weeks, unfortunately.
yeah. Oh, the last 2 weeks have been off for me because just
Yeah,
between the holidays and like the kids not sleeping and stuff, like I'm like a walking zombie pretty much. So it's like I'm trying to get sleep when I can. So
yep, for
yeah,
sure.
I feel you. I know how it is. It's like not streaming and stuff like that. I feel bad, but
I know. I just like I want to get back out there. I need to get back out there.
mhm,
So we will. I will be back on for sure when you see this. Improved matchmaking. So that was where they were tying, trying to tie your matchmaking more to your region, so that
mhm,
and I think that also ties in a lot where I see a lot of lobbies where I'm getting in where it's not a full lobby. It varies really by map. So if it's a really popular map, then yeah, it's no problem. Boom, boom, boom. I get in and it's a full lobby.
mhm,
But quite there's a lot of times where I'm waiting for a few minutes, and when I finally get in, it's not a full lobby. So I think this improved matchmaking is meant to make it so you're waiting less, but there's a better chance of not having a full lobby. So
yeah. And I think it also has to do with like limiting people's pings too, where
yeah,
it's like you're not going to have someone with like 200 plus pings and they might be rubber banding and whatnot
yep,
around. So um, yeah,
yep, for sure. Higher drop rates for weapons and consumable plans in all crates. I'm not 100% sure on that one because I still I'm obviously on my Xbox. I've got all the plans, but for my PlayStation and my Switch, still missing a bunch of plans and opened a bunch of crates.
yeah,
they're still missing those plans, so I don't know
yeah.
if it is
I think
improved. I
yeah,
haven't seen many. Yeah,
I think part of the issue is like because of like the weapon pool and the consumable pool growing so much, and it's like so like the crate pool or the crate reward pool is like huge, and it's like
yeah,
even if you tweak it up a bit, because like I've been on Reddit and it's like after that happened, it's like you had some people say like, "Hey, I got plans," and then other times it's like, "I still have not had any plans," and it's uh like it is they did
hmm
say too like the plans are more likely to be found in like military and above,
hmm
but at the same time is like I said, some people have said yeah I got plans, and like even today like you look at Reddit there's still some posts, newer posts being posted about like I'm not getting plans, and some people are like hey I got this plan. So
yeah,
honestly I don't know, and I don't we're not they're not going to divulge what like the drop rates are type thing.
no,
So
yeah, what their algorithm is or whatever it is for
I
that.
would
Yeah,
love to see, so way back when they reworked Shootout, like season 7 or 8 or something like that, they
right.
reworked the rewards
Yeah,
for it. They literally had a blog post and they said so there's like what is it? 6 slots I think for like the Shootout crates, and it would
right.
say this top one, this is what the options are or the possible like rewards are.
Yep.
Next one is this. Like I remember there was one for cosmetics. There was some that was like food and resources or weapons. There was one that was like specifically just like to plans and whatnot. Like, but again, it's lumped in with all sorts of other things. So it's like I would love to see something like that for other crates or the other game modes and whatnot. So it just
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it doesn't have to have specific like drop rates, but it's like just show what the pool is type thing.
yeah,
But anyway,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it would be nice to see that kind of thing and find out. But here in this next one is one you mentioned, New looting, crafting, and shelter improvement seasonal challenges were added. So in
Yep.
season 16 is when they added those. Yeah, definitely see the looting and crafting because yeah, they have
Yep.
ones where it's like make so many of something. So yeah, those definitely exist. Yeah, the shelter improvement. I haven't seen them on my PlayStation or Switch in a while. With even with re-rolls. So, but it doesn't mean they're not there. It might just
Yep.
mean I haven't re-rolled them yet. Or, who knows? Maybe they had to remove them for some reason. Maybe something wasn't working for this shelter one. It's hard to know. Hard to know for
Yeah.
sure. If you've gotten them, let us know. Just put it in the comments. Have you seen the shelter improvement ones in a while, like at all? It'd be kind of good to know if people are still seeing them or not.
Yep.
The buried cache was reworked and improved on this season, so that was another big one. That's when they introduced the new, instead of a Polaroid, it's now a key with a little map. Map doesn't really show you anything on itself, but when you go to your map, you'll get the little
Yep.
symbol showing that this is where the buried cache is right here. So
Hmm.
um, that's pretty cool. It made it uh, definitely made it easier to find because
Debatable.
once you
Debatable. Because
Mm,
they added new spots, and then it's like for veterans who knew where the cash spots were, it's no problem.
yeah,
But like
yeah.
for anyone who was new, or like some of the new cash spots, like I was saying, like there's some I still don't know where it is. I know like
Mm.
it shows it on the map, but like I'm running around like in circles and stuff, and I don't know where it is on a
There
few
are
things.
some that are harder
So
to find for sure, and there are definitely new ones like you mentioned.
yeah.
That's right.
And
And
I
I
would love
find,
to see, so,
yep,
like, you mentioned the little map when you look at the icon there in your
hmm
inventory. I would love to see that Polaroid, the old Polaroid, boom, right there.
yeah, I love the
At least that
Polaroid.
way you have an idea. Like, just do the
Yeah,
little X or the circle and, like, boom. But like, I liked it. It's not bad.
yeah, I love the
It didn't.
Polaroid. It was a great way
Yeah.
to find it. Yeah, if they did a combination, is it's a key and you get the Polaroid, and they
Mhm.
can still have a marker of approximate. There's another game I play called Elder Scrolls Online. It's like a MMO or whatever. It's a fantasy one. You get different missions in that game, and sometimes a mission will be go to this area and find whatever something, right? And what it would do on your map, you would see like a little circle with blue in it, indicating that somewhere in that area, that little circle is where you're looking for this mission. So that could be interesting. Is if they did the Polaroid and maybe a combination of a little circle or something like a little highlighted area to show you, look in this area for the matching kind of thing, that could be kind of neat instead of showing you exactly 100% where it is. I
Oh,
don't know.
like on the map type thing? So
Yeah,
it's like the airdrop, but just like a small circle on the map.
right,
That's like highlighted whatever color type thing.
right.
Okay.
That could be neat. So
And
like you
it's
get the Polaroid to give you like, okay, it looks like it's here with a little X, and on the map you get, instead of the specific with the little symbol, you get like a little,
yeah,
it's in there somewhere in that little
yeah.
spot. That could be a way to do it. I don't know if they're looking for suggestions or not, but that's just something. If they wanted to say bring back the Polaroid, because I did like the Polaroid. I think everyone kind of enjoyed
Yep.
getting the Polaroid. You see that picture, it's like, oh, okay. And before it's like you really had no clue where that Polaroid could be, and you're looking at context clues on the Polaroid.
Yep.
Okay, oh, there's a bridge. Okay, so if that bridge is there, I gotta be.
You had the
Yeah,
one on Kirsten where it was like totally different spot where it was marked on the Polaroid type thing too.
yeah.
Like,
And some of those
love that
Polaroids
one.
were made. Yeah, some of those old Polaroids were made um, prior to certain map changes. So, like in a Polaroid, you
Yep.
might see a certain color of vehicle in it, but then when you get to the actual spot, and it's a red vehicle instead of a yellow vehicle, or who knows what, right?
Well,
So,
you also had like two sets of Polaroids too, right? Because you had some with an X and some with a circle, and then the ones with the X were like the
Mm.
original cash spots, and then the circles
Oh,
were like the second wave type
I
thing.
didn't realize that.
So
Okay,
yeah,
I never knew that.
yeah,
That's neat. Okay. Yeah, but anyways, this is when they were reworked the buried cache with
yep,
the key and everything. And the keys, I like the key as a whole concept. You can delete the key and still be able to know where the cache is if you don't want to, if whatever, for whatever reason. But it means if you find multiple keys, you can delete one, get a new one, and hopefully reduce the chance of somebody else finding a key So
There's
they
like
put a ton of
800
keys in there.
there's like
Like, yeah.
800 keys on the map. It's
There have been times I find like 3 or 4 keys in,
yeah.
like, in a single house, and it's like,
Yeah, I
"Okay, I
know.
got 1 key." It's like
Yeah.
and then you get out there, "Oh, someone already had it. Damn it."
It's like it's like, "Oh my god, this is like my house here." It's like I have 400 keys to the house and they're all in the garage just 'cause in case I lose a key or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. They changed the grenade throwing mechanics and they say the flash grenade improved on this season.
Yeah,
That
that
didn't
that
come
was
with
for the throwing arc type thing into the
it was a
tunnels
throwing
and
arc,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that did have some unintended consequences because I think there was a too much bounce when they first changed it.
Yep.
So they've since addressed that. It doesn't bounce quite as badly as it did when they first made the change. Cosmetic stores been changed to the general store, and then plans are now available through it as well. So you can spend crowns to get plans, though they're
Yep.
expensive, very expensive,
They
especially for
should be
some of the higher
expensive,
end
but
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, they should be. It's just wow.
Yeah.
It's like okay, don't want to spend $10 on a plan.
Yeah, it was pretty controversial, I think,
Yeah,
doing that, but it was to try to appease those who were saying that, there's
they had no
no
way
way
of
of
getting
getting the
plans.
plans, but
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
yeah, I'm still not a big fan of it, but it is what it is.
yep. It's an option. If someone wants to spend crowns on it, whatever, good
Yep.
for them. Um, I don't need something so badly that I can't wait for it to eventually show up. Hopefully in a crate someday. When I
Yeah.
even though I haven't seen a plan in a crate in a while. So, but I think those were some of most of the changes from season 16 um, that happened. So it was a lot. Like season 15 seemed, but because they did do some animation stuff and all that, it didn't seem quite as big
Yep.
or quite as huge a change as like season 16 and even 14 did. It was quite a bit done.
Yeah. Yeah. The big
Yeah.
thing was like the bird cache, in my opinion, uh,
Mhm. That was
for
huge.
that one.
Yeah.
So that brings us to season 17, Chronicles Malediction, the current one that we're in, which started in October. Which, if you go like 3 months, we probably have what, half a season? Not even the next month. The next month, I would
Well, it's
think.
going to be this next, but it's probably because I think it was closer to the end of October when it happened. It was like a week
Yeah,
or
yeah,
so.
a week before Halloween.
Yeah. So we have most of January still, I think.
Yeah, but like I just checked
We're getting there. We're getting
before
close.
the call, and it still says the second half or the
Yeah.
second third of the season. So but if you're not done your battle pass, get moving. Anyways, Chronicles Malediction arrived. uh it introduced the fully automatic Taiga 24 with his shotgun, which sounded OP.
I
It's
get
strong.
21. You said
Or sorry,
24.
sorry, Taiga 21. It sounded OP as like a fully automated shotgun, but honestly, it's not that bad. It's a decent weapon.
Yeah.
I don't think it's overpowered or anything like that.
Its
Um,
challenges are tough too. Like if you go to the shooting range,
yep.
they're tough. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, but it actually has a new one to the shooting range challenge. Which I don't remember
Oh,
which one it is, but if you go to the shooting range, there's an actual unique one. If I believe
oh, because
to
is
this one.
that the one that introduced the
I think
uh
so.
I think it is. I think it was the
The
first one to
balance
have
wheel or
that.
something like that.
Yeah, when you shoot something and it moves and yeah.
Yeah. And then we had Myren introduced as an elimination map. This was actually a two-stage. So initially, um, you had the first two. Oh my God, which ones were they? Like the workers' quarters, and then the other one
Was the downed
was,
airplane one of the
yeah,
first
the
ones?
down air. Yeah, down airplane.
Okay.
And then with the mid-season update, we had the two new ones, which is like the border state, the NATO border thing, uh,
Yep.
outpost. I didn't remember like the POI name, but
Yeah, yeah.
that, and then oh my God, what's the other one? Uh,
With the
what?
two buildings, right? Like
Yeah. Oh my God, what was the new one?
I'm not sure what it's called.
I'm blanking now. Um, but yeah, so we had four new arenas, basically all within the season. Two, at kickoff and 2 on the onset. And then also in the Myren Encounters map, you're actually able to go inside um, the NATO buildings, which is very cool because it introduced some new like interior building designs, which was really awesome. And yeah, it was very like an exciting time for Myron. Anyways, it was like they kind of alluded to it in the dev recap for 2023. It was the year of Myron type thing. Um, so it was very cool. We also got new leaderboards this season, which is very exciting. We've talked about it before. They had to rework the whole back end because the old system couldn't handle anything new. So they built it from the ground up, and now apparently it's more versatile and uh, they could actually track additional things. Um, but they don't currently have any plans, but they're looking for feedback and they will adjust if need be. Um, they also introduced booster tickets for like a skew of them,
Yeah.
double XP, double the loot, double the parts,
Arts. Yeah.
um uh, better airdrop, better loot, the Elims lockout, Elims booster, the shootout boosters. It added a way of getting cheaper tickets, essentially.
Yeah. Just to
So
save,
you
if
save a
you
little
bought
bit
them
of
in
money.
bulk, yeah, you buy some bulk, you get, you save a little bit on your, if you use a, like a particular, like if you do a lot of boosting in a particular mode or
Yep,
whatever, then it is a way to save some crowns if you buy the tickets and get them in bulk or whatever, for sure.
yep. The encounter exits kind of got like a redesign where they
Yeah.
went from the little TP looking things to the actual house symbol. Um, and I don't know. That's pretty much it. That's the bulk of it. I think so. Those are the
Yeah.
big things.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you're right. And then yeah, obviously they did some different packs they came out with this season. If you're an Xbox, there was the it took a while for it to come out. It was like until like halfway through the season where the ultimate perk Deer Stalker pack came out.
Yep.
And then there was like and they also did the pack supporting the Czech veterans.
Hmm.
If you pick that one up, that's what that helped with. So they did a few little things like that as well. But yeah, that was more just cosmetic packs you could get and such.
They
Yeah.
also introduced the new electronics looting thing, the little radios. Uh,
Yep.
so that was also new in the mid-season update.
And now I'm starting to see, like, I think I'm starting to see the radios out there more often too. So I don't know if it was, I just didn't notice them at first, or it took a while for it to reach everywhere. But I'm seeing radios in like weird locations I'd never noticed them before.
Hmm.
So when to grab them,
Uh,
um, yeah,
Yeah. No, I from the onset, I've seen them kind of at the same spots. I'm not necessarily like maybe if it was a boosted lobby, it was a little different, but
maybe,
um,
yeah, I'm not sure,
yeah.
yeah. And I'm not sure if it like there, because there's, I think the two places you were talking about was that NATO border and Soviet border.
No, it's like the NATO station, NATO border station or something like that
Yeah,
on
well,
Myron
yeah, yeah.
because it's
So yeah,
not.
NATO border. It's, well, the POI was called just NATO border.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what. Sorry, you're right. It is the Soviet border crossing. Yes, that's right.
yeah,
That was the second set. Yeah, and that one, oh my god, I love that one because it looks like a giant fort, and then you have one team that has to like charge above.
yeah. Right, because there's
Uh,
like all the
yeah,
scaffolding around
like
the.
it's a fortress. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I loved, especially like those last two. It's a totally different limb game because instead of having the flag in the middle, like a capture of the flag in the middle, it's like it's as if there's one team defending and one team like attacking type thing. Especially like the NATO border one, it's because it's literally in one of the buildings. So it's one team can essentially just defend, and then the other one has to push to try to get there. And then the other one, like for the Soviet crossing, it's like underneath. at one end. So same thing, like you have to push, but it's a little different of a push
Yeah.
because someone's above. So, and it's kind of cool because I don't remember which corner of the map is, but like let's say northeast, there's an actual drop where you could jump and it's into a tunnel and you don't take fall damage because it's like a slide at the bottom. So you drop
Oh,
and then you slide. It is
yeah.
very cool.
That's a
I
neat.
love it. Yeah,
I haven't had a chance to try that one yet. I've done a few eliminations, but it's been a while. On Myren, and I haven't tried any of the newer ones, so I haven't had that map yet. So I'll have to.
yeah,
I got to get on there for sure.
I love it.
Um, yeah, and another big thing that happened with season 17, but this is like 17.1, was the new leaderboards. That's when they brought out the new leaderboards, um, and
No, it was
allowing.
17.
I thought it was 17.1. Was it at the beginning of
No, no,
17 as well?
yeah, no, it was 17.
Oh yeah, it does. You're right. It is on here too. Yeah, and I probably just
Yeah,
missed you saying it. So I
yeah,
just
I said it.
you said it, and I must have been blanking. I was probably trying to
Yeah,
look up Soviet
oh, it's all
border.
good.
And what was he talking
Oh,
about? I
sorry.
think it was Soviet border.
Yeah,
No, yeah,
the new leaderboards are like
yeah,
great.
yeah,
And it's like minimum required games played and stuff like that. So, for the weekly stuff at least,
yeah,
and then seasonal as well too, I believe. So,
yeah. So yeah, those are the seasonal changes that happened this year. So they said they were going to do four seasons, and they did. They kept to it.
yeah,
They've always, even though their timer has changed now, it's that bar that doesn't complete. It's not till the near the end of the season that it actually changes to how many days are left. Um, but they still have been keeping it, it seems, pretty on point to when it should end.
yeah,
So yeah, I don't know if the whole changing it to a bar that doesn't change was supposed to be that if they needed to give themselves more time, they could, but it hasn't seemed like they've used that, used it for
yeah,
that, if that was the kind of the point. I still miss just having a day checkout for all the time because this having a bar that never changes until, oh, okay, we're on to the next
yeah.
third,
There,
and then boom.
you
It's
have
like
10 days left.
yeah, it's like what? Thanks. Okay, that helps. But yeah, so they've been pretty good. They've been like they said they're going to do four seasons. They've done the four seasons that they've been keeping their schedule. So that's pretty good. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
And it's like anything. Sometimes they make a change and they obviously have to release fixes, and they do that. Each season they tend to have usually one and two. Not always. I think there might have been a season where there's only one, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I could be misremembering. I don't know for sure, but there's usually one or two updates mid seasons, or
one,
during the season.
one.
Wasn't there like a point two on one of these, or no? There wasn't.
Not this year. No, there hasn't been a point two in like 2 years or something like that.
Okay, okay, maybe it's just the
Yeah,
one then. To try to fix little bugs here and there, and sometimes introduce new things, but for the most part it's just bug fixes, and they did it. Like they were pretty good with that. So have they said, and I don't know if you've noticed, and I didn't fully look at their 2023 in review, have they said what they're planning for this year yet, or is that coming?
yeah. Still four, four battle
Or as well?
passes. So,
Okay.
they didn't really tease any themes, or especially for the new one, but they did tease a new map last week. It was during the advent calendar stuff. They
Oh,
posted
I
on the
I totally
socials.
missed that too. Yeah.
So it was like a hay bale maze. So it was funny
Ooh,
because like some people were like, "Oh my god, like this is going to be like a weird encounter map, or this is going to be a weird eliminations map." And I'm like,
yeah.
"No, I'm like this is shootout all the way." Like, and honestly, it's like they've done it the last like what 2, 3 maps now. It's like
Yeah, it's always been a shootout first.
shootout
Yeah.
first, and then it's like encounter, uh and then maybe eliminations because they kind of teased it to being the same thing. And it was kind of interesting because uh the way as Zbigniew talked about Myron being the only map that had every 3 game modes for now. So it's like kind of makes me wonder if like they're planning on doing the same for like all the other maps too, where it's like they're going to
Interesting.
throw in like a map for Grontheim or something like that, or like a shootout map for Fisk, and then that way Fisk is going to have everything
Yeah,
in the
Fist could
game
have
mode type thing.
everything, and
So
doing
or Anakin with a
eliminations
shootout.
for Kirsten.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
um yeah. And they teased about, or they didn't tease, but they talked about crossplay coming in 2024. Um uh we all know the reason why crossplay is not here, because crossplay has been a thing between Nintendo and Xbox for ever. So clearly there's one player who does not like playing well with others,
and it's not
like
just with
Sony.
Vigor. Like
Yeah.
it's a thing with like other games too.
Yeah.
The games that have crossplay with PlayStation, it's usually because they're doing it on their own servers and
Yeah.
they're not beholden to Sony for their servers, and they're just forcing it through, making Sony agree
Yeah.
with them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, there's a bunch of certification that had to be done
yeah,
and whatnot, and
there's
it,
there's always that kind of stuff too. Yeah,
yeah. So it that is holding it up. And Muff or Moof mentioned actually like making changes to the UI for the incoming crossplay changes. So we'll see when that starts coming across the live build. And weapon rework, they talked about it too, is going to be like a two-stage delivery. So you're going to have the base for the weapon slash movement rework coming in. I think they said early part, so I'm thinking it might be next season, and then mid year for like the rest of the weapon rework. Yeah. Uh, and then they didn't actually talk about the shelter upgrade, if I'm not mistaken, in the
I
recap. But
know. They
in
always
the dev,
say that they're going to give us a season notice. So they didn't give it to us this season. So
yeah,
it could be a season or two still down the road before they give us the announcement
yeah,
that the next season after the announcement will be when it
yeah,
happens. So we'll see.
yeah. And I think in a dev stream, like maybe not this past month, the month before, they kind of talked about it being later in the year for the shelter improvement. So
Right.
we'll see.
Yeah.
But fingers crossed
Um.
that gets
Yeah.
that comes across.
Yeah. Everyone's been waiting for it. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I know it would definitely be nice to find out how it works for sure, and see how you can get some of that stuff if you didn't finish off your legacies.
yeah,
I know there's still some legacies that I've been working on, but unless it takes time, right? And so I haven't finished them in my PlayStation, on my Switch, on Xbox. I got them all, but there's still some that I don't have. And some of the plans that I'm missing aren't even in those seasons. So it's like I'm missing plans that are in the in between, like after season 9, and somewhere in between where I didn't finish a season, so I didn't get that plan or whatever
mm,
on some of those on my other systems. So one other thing that they mentioned in their little update that happened this year was the performance mode for the Series X was done this
yeah.
year. So that was one. Do you still play with performance
I
mode?
never
No,
changed it.
you
No.
never changed it. I know I have
In
tried it. I don't know if I'm still on it. I don't think I am. It's yeah.
I know Elite Reclaims plays with it on often enough. So um no, I didn't. I liked having it off for the most part. I think I played one or two
Because
encounters.
you do lose some quality.
Yeah,
You can't use 4K if you do play in 4K with it. But even without 4K, if you're playing in a lower resolution and you put performance mode on, you do lose image quality.
yeah,
So that could make a big difference for you.
yeah,
And yeah, and I find there's not enough of a boost. At least I haven't noticed enough of a boost to want to just
no,
I want to run with this the whole time. So
yeah, exactly.
for sure. They did also release a few stats. There wasn't like a huge amount of stats that they released. They did release, I think, more stats on one of their actual dev streams. So, check out some of their dev streams for that kind of thing. But just in their news article, they mentioned this year there was 411,806 matches played across all game modes.
Mm,
And they're not specifying here if that's Xbox or PlayStation. So it might be for all consoles, maybe. And then there was also
But that
11,090 deaths to landmines.
yeah. Did you specify Myron, or was that because
Oh,
that
Myron,
was
you're
my
right. That was a Myren
that's just on
stat.
Myron.
Sorry,
Yeah.
that's just Myron. Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. I don't think I mentioned it was Myron. So that was just for Myron. Because yeah, landmines. That's the only place you can find landmines is
Yeah.
Myron. So
Yeah, we didn't talk about the landmines on Myron on the encounter map. It
yeah,
was like it was such a good
yeah,
addition because it was like brand new mechanic to like an encounter map. And it was like I love it. I honestly hope one day they add landmines to like the like eliminations or even the shootout map of
yeah.
Myron
It'd
because
be
it's
interesting if they
so
could do it to
cool.
a mode like that. Because it'd be neat to have landmines in even other maps, but as long as it's like shootout or eliminations, not necessarily encounters. Because it makes sense for Myron to have landmines in encounters
Yeah.
because what it is. But it'd be neat if you're doing like shootout or eliminations in Fisk or even on Kirsten on the bridge. If there was like some landmines skittered about here and there, it'd be like
Yeah.
you never know what could happen. It make it interesting. I'm sure that people would just hate that, but it might be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
for
it.
sure.
I want to try to get like a landmine kill where it's like I shoot the landmine and it kills someone. That'd be neat.
Oh, oh man, those landmines are hard to see even when you're running over them sometimes. So imagine trying to
Yep.
shoot one.
Yep.
Yeah. That could be interesting. I wonder if they have
Mhm.
stats on that. I wonder if that's happened, like maybe with
Um,
grenades too. Have they
what do you
mentioned
mean
that before? Like if you throw a
kills?
grenade and hits a landmine and kills somebody. Well, I guess the grenade typically will kill somebody, so
Yeah.
maybe that's not the best. Maybe just by accidental shooting of a landmine. I wonder if that's ever happened.
Accidental. I just said I was going to shoot a landmine and try to kill someone.
Well, you said you were.
That's
I'm just
purpose.
curious if that's happened though. I guess they wouldn't know. They had no way of knowing if it's accidental.
Yeah.
Just if a landmine was shot
Yeah.
and someone died because of the explosion, that'd be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, but yeah, that's the year in review. So that was 2023. Also forgot to mention another big thing that happened this year, and we had an episode dedicated to it. Was partner and streamer WarDog decided to hang up his boots, and
Hang
he
up
left
his
the
controller
program, hang up his
or
controller,
streamer,
streamer, oh, his
controller. I don't
camera.
know.
He
Webcam. I don't
hung
know
up his
something.
camera, his webcam,
Yeah. Yeah.
and is no longer a stream. Well, he's retired from streaming and from the Vigor program, but he's still out there. You can run into
Yep.
him on Dizzy or sometimes even I think Tiny streams. So
Mhm.
yeah, definitely. If you see him out there, say hey. Um,
Yep.
but that was another big event that happened this year. So
Yep.
another one to mention. Yeah,
Yeah. That
but
was a big one.
yeah, it
Shockingly.
was that was a big one. It would definitely was. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's about all we could say. I think that's 2023, and here we go. Let's look forward to 2024 and see what's coming next. I don't know. Have they given any kind of hints with the? They haven't given any theme hints yet. I don't think have they?
Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
so we don't know what the next one's going to be like. If they follow suit, it might go to a more militaristic one. They've sort of been bouncing back and forth a bit, so we'll see.
Mhm.
Because even last year there was I think in 2022 there was a couple different ones that were military based, like the armor one and such. So we
Yep.
may get another one like that. So we'll see what comes up. But
Yep.
yeah,
They
I
did
forgot to
tease a
mention.
new
Oh,
consumable coming up
did they?
too. So
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, there wasn't a lot of consumables this year because there was just the bear trap. So
Yep.
um, which is good because they were releasing consumables left, right, and center before. So it was like all over the place. There's consumables. So it was kind of nice that there wasn't a deluge of new consumables. Um, but at least there was, it was still fun getting the new weapons. So yeah.
Yep.
I didn't mention at the beginning, I forgot, but please like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Leave a comment below. You may, as you're watching this, you probably remember, well, you did see the thing because I'm going to put it at the beginning just to say like, share, subscribe. Even though I didn't say it, it'll show up. It'll do a little flippy thing.
Mhm.
But I'm just mentioning now that I didn't mention it because I forgot to mention it. But thank you for listening. It was 2023 was interesting year. It did seem like we had quite a few drop off in in people viewing, and and streaming Vigor. So hopefully 2024 starts picking up again. Definitely, as seasons come and go, it does have an ebb and flow. So hopefully, we'll see how it goes this year. I really do hope that it picks up more. I'm always seeing new people out there, so I hope to see some new faces. And yeah,
Yep.
but until next time, I'm Dr. Anton.
And I'm DJ Spencer.
Stay safe in the Outlands and have a great new year.
Yep. Happy New Year. Bye.
Happy New Year. Bye.
I've heard you say you lost your way, lost your way again. You don't see your reflection. Just look around and find at least something good. All you need will come to you. I'll never refuse you. Take whatever you want, so just get a hold. I know you'll find your way. No need to go the same. Grab your chance and flame up your dream. I know you'll find your way. You must be gone anyway. Grab your chance and flame up your dream. Flame up your dream. It's time to leave the place where you are forced to fade away. You barely breathe, heart is breaking in the chest. I'll make you feel that it's not real. Your thoughts because of which you barely live. I'll never refuse you. Take whatever you want, so just get a hold. I know you'll find your way. No need to go the same. Grab your chance and flame up your dream. I know you'll find your way. You must be gone anyway. Grab your chance and flame up your dream. Flame up I know you'll find your way. No need to go the same. Grab your chance and flame up your dream. I know you'll find your way. You must be gone anyway. Grab your chance and flame up your dream. Flame up your